kind of. So Sarah, I don't even know what you said, but Sarah had this brilliant idea. I don't know why I didn't think of it, to have people recap from being at Leaders Retreat. And one of the things I know is when I go to those events, I always have at least one kind of, like an aha moment where it kind of changes some of the decisions I make, or maybe some of the ways I represent my business or my team. So we thought, let's kind of pick people's brain. And I hope you guys take notes, and we'll find actionable items through what you hear. So I'm going to have my friend Stacy go ahead and share. I know she's got a beautiful view, and she's at the beach today with her daughter, so I'm excited about that. Stacy, are you already on?
I'm here. Yes.
All right. Tell us how it changed your life.
All right. Tell us your recap for Leaders Retreat.
All right. Well, first of all, for all of you that I got to meet for the first time in person, that was amazing. It's just so nice to be reconnected again, where we're in person and can just connect that way. So if you were
Shoot, you got muted. I'm so sorry.
I got muted. I'm back. It's okay. Will you tell us in the chat if you were there? I just want to know how many of you were there. And if you weren't there, know you were missed.
You see some of the mothers said they are very young.
All right, hold on.
They are, and what they want to do, there's a lot of mamas out there.
Are you able to find that one? It's Rebecca.
I have.
Perfect. Okay. So that's really a big, huge part for me is just being reminded in person, not over the computer screen, how incredible and amazing our products, our company and opportunity, and the people that we get to do this with are. And so first of all, that was my favorite thing. But I do want to share with you, there were so many things that I could have picked out and tidbits that I could have shared this morning, but I think my husband was there with me. And, we both have talked about, no matter what you think about Chick-fil-A, their products, their business, their that sort of thing, one of the original 2 marketing executives was there. His name is David Saylors. He ended up becoming their vice president before retirement. And he shared a lot of their business strategies and their plans with us. And I'm going to share, there were 2 videos that he had shared, and I actually went on and I found them both. And so I'll put those in the Power Hour for you, just so you can take a look at it if you weren't there. And if you were, you can watch it again, because I've watched them both again. But one I was able to put into practice right away. I had a situation that happened the very next day, and I'm like, oh, I was meant to hear that yesterday. And so what I'm talking about is, so many times we go into this and we think that, again, if people are telling us no, or not right now, or whatever, that they hate us, right? That it's personal, that it's like, no, and they're never going to talk to us again. But that's so not it. What we have to remember is that everybody is dealing with something, and we don't know what it is, right? And basically this one training video that they do is people in their messages, like what's going on in their head that we can't see. If we could be mind readers, right, we could really rock this business 100% of the time. But unfortunately, we can't do that. And so it was just such a great reminder. And I'll tell you a little bit real quick of the story that happened the next day. I had someone who had just signed up, who messaged me in this panic, like she had made the worst financial decision of her life and she shouldn't have done it, and And I would have normally handled that so differently than I handled it. But I had just said to Rob, I'm like, you know what? This is not about this at all. Like, this is not about our products. This is not about that she wanted to try it. This is so about something here that we don't even know what it is. So I was able to just not be the blunt me that I normally am and say like, what is wrong with you? I was able to be compassionate and give her grace. And you know what? She still is going to end up returning everything. And I'm okay about that. And I know it's just what she needed to do, but I feel so good about how I handled it. And someday she's going to be back. Like when she's in the right space and when it's truly her time, she will be back. And so I am going to share that video with you. So I want you to take, a peek at that just to understand what I'm talking about here. And then the other part that he shared about, you know what, you guys, this is such an experienced business. And when I first started, and sometimes I still handle it as products, but it's really not products that we're selling. It's an experience for people that we're sharing with them. So the products help people to have such a better experience in their daily lives. It improves relationships. They get to connect with people like all of you in this power hour. They get to go to events. They get a relationship with you. And so the other video that I'm going to share is one of the franchise owners who he talks about, like, there are other fast food companies that their kids meal, it's like a 99-cent kids meal. And that's what they just give this sale, right? And a lot of times we do sales too. And we're all just throwing the sales up on our social media, like, come and get this great free shipping deal, or, our $9.95 membership, or whatever it might, or $222, or whatever it might be. But I loved his example of, instead of doing that 99-cent kids meal, one of the franchisees charged $3 for the kids meal. So 3 times as much, but he made it an experience and he turned it into a daddy and daughter night. And I don't remember the frequency of that, whether that was once a month, once a week, whatever it was. I'm going to imagine it was probably once a month because it's a big deal at this point. But long story short, he had 700 spots for reservations and they filled those all up. I think he said within like a crazy amount of time, like an hour or something, because people want experiences and they want to make memories. And so they had, it became so big that they had a limo company that came and gave limo rides around the parking lot. They had people playing violins, they had the tablecloths and the flowers, and they just pampered the daddies and daughters who came to their restaurant that night. And that video, you guys, I have 2 daughters. One happens to have joined us last night on vacation. I was bawling by the end of it. You don't have to have a daughter to bawl, but it was so, someone just said Debbie just said they're having one near her on March 19th. You almost need to go and just peek, right? Peek inside and see what that's like, because if we can think about this business as offering people the experience, as we don't have to always have the best sale, but we do have to have the best experience, and people flock to that. They absolutely were flocking to that. And of course, if you can think about the first one had 700 reservations already filled up, think about the next month and the next month. I'm sure they've had to add a few dates, but I'll share that video too. Oh, and Lori volunteers. I would love to do that. That would be so amazing. So they have people volunteering to work for them. It's incredible. So that's really what I wanted to share with you. And I'll just say this to kind of end with it, is that, mom and son too, good, is that, I don't know how many of us are connected on Facebook, but I've shared a little bit about how, we didn't know that retirement was in our path. And now my husband and I are both retired. And I am so thankful because of this opportunity, because of this business. We have been on so far a 3-week tour of Florida, bopping around, seeing different places, making those memories that I just shared with you. And it's incredible. Like I've been able to on a Monday, look out at the ocean and not have to think about getting up and going to work. And not that that wasn't joyful, but it wasn't as joyful as this. So that's what I'm going to end with.
That was huge for me, what you said, where you don't have to have the best sale. You just need the best experience. And I started thinking about all these things that I order. I pay full price for. I love the experience. It's a complete and total mind shift change. So if you live in an area where you have a lot of ambassadors around you, why not do like a customer appreciation event where you have them come and they really get to know you and connect to you? Because we always say people might leave because of the business or the products, but they won't leave that relationship because it's so special and so important and so life-giving. So that was super good, Stacy. And the other thing is everyone is dealing with something. And I'm just like you, like when people start making excuses and wanting to give up, I can go two ways. I could be snarky and not mean, but just kind of like, this isn't acceptable. I believe in you and you better believe in yourself. Well, that doesn't always come across the right way. So I love that you said that. And it's just so true. Well, you have a great vacation. Tell your daughter, who I've never met, I said hi. And I appreciate you hopping on during your vacation. You're the best. Okay, so a couple things I want you guys to think about. We're going to be working towards the end of this. I put this down. The events, and we say it all the time, the events are paramount to creating future leaders. So when you think about this, let's say it's your very first time to have gone to Leaders Retreat and you personally worked your personal business really hard because you really wanted to be there. You go to Leaders Retreat and there are a lot of opportunities for your belief to grow, for you to feel more connected to the company, for you to hear some really important wisdom. And you think to yourself, next year, I want to come back with 3 people on my team. So now you've started to grow your vision. And so you've started to think about 3 people that you want to come, and you bring those 3 people the next year and you feel like, oh, I'm a leader. And these 3 people are going to catch that same experience, that same vision, and they're going to start thinking about the 3 people they want to bring. And one day you look at a picture of your entire team at Leaders Retreat and there's 100 people there. And 2 of them are the top promoters for all of 2021. And I'm telling you, that happens when you get people to events and when you really invest. There are people that go to events and they never even go to the trainings. They stay in their hotel room or they go out to dinner or they go shopping. That's not the point. And so I want us to spend time later at the end of this inviting your people to convention. I have never, ever stood back from that. I invite everyone, even my customers. I'm like, it is so much fun. It's like a girls' trip, but you learn, you grow. It's the best. And I have been able to get so many people to convention. And there's this thought that every person you get to an event represents about $1,000 worth of annual income for you. Well, let's start getting people there. If that's true, and we can get a bunch of people, that's a lot of money, y'all. And that's a great living income. So I'm going to have my friend Christina share. Christina and I were talking a little bit this morning, and I asked her, because her husband went with her, what did this do for him? And so I'm hoping she'll share about that. And I also want to hear what it did for her personal belief. So I'm going to mute and let Christina share.
Hey everyone. So yeah, my husband, I was in a previous social selling business, and he was not the most supportive because it was a big, I shouldn't say a fail, but a lot of, it was a struggle. Let's just say it was a struggle. So he thought this was going to be the same. And at first it was hard to get him on board for sure. But I had the vision early on once I saw what these products really could do. And I just loved everything about it. I loved not having to do parties. I loved everything that they thought of. Like, I don't have to ship anything. I'm not dropping stuff off everywhere. I love this so much. So then he started drinking the pink drink. It took me 2 years to get him to drink the pink drink. 2 years. He was just like, I don't need it. He thought, well, it's changed his life because he had GERD. He had constant indigestion. He loves his wings and beer, constant indigestion. And he literally has nothing. Like, he's like, at first he's like, is this a placebo effect? Because within like 2 days, he felt better. It was crazy. So he does not miss his pink drink. So going there, and he tells all his friends now. So I have a lot of men now as customers because he goes golfing, he tells them, like, it's crazy. So this is our first, I did virtual course leaders retreat last year, like everybody else. And this year being in person was unbelievable. Like and I traveled with that other social selling company prior, and they did not do anything like Plexus does. Like, it is just above and beyond. Like, you're like, whoa, like they just think of everything. And a party, talk about a party, how they know how to throw a party. Holy cow. The food, I mean, everything about it is like, you just feel like you're spoiled rotten. Like, why is it like, pinch me? Like, somebody pinch me. Why is this happening to me? This is so, for doing what I love, for doing a job I love, at home in my pajamas. Like, are you serious? So I am just, of course, wanting to be on that stage, I mean, I'm scared to even talk on this, but I want to be speaking one day on that stage. I want to, like, when you're there, you see yourself doing that. Like, you catch the vision, and just being around all the people and seeing all the different type of people. Nobody's cookie cutter. Nobody looks the same. Everybody looks different. You have men, you have women, you have older, younger, like, it's insane. Like, you cannot prejudge anybody. Like, no one should you have to just share it with everybody, because there's a place for everybody in this company. And my takeaways from some of the speakers, like, people are the purpose. Like, it's about the people. And so, and I love that they think of everything. So we have this new thing coming called Yes for Success. And it's going to help you figure out what to say, when to say it, and who to say it to. And Plexus, they're just so smart, like, that they think of everything for us. So people brand new coming in can share right away, because they don't need to know what to say. They could just go to this Yes for Success area, and they can figure it out really quick. So that's huge. And another takeaway, which I thought was amazing, was if you just got 3 new contacts a day, which Facebook friends, 3 new Facebook friends, pass out a card to somebody at the grocery store, whatever, but focus on 3 new a day. You'll have 50 new in a week, 60 new in a month, 180 new in a quarter, and 720 new contacts in a year. Like, that's insane when you think of it like that. Just 3 a day, like, that's simple. So those are my, there's so many takeaways. We could sit here all day and just talk about all the amazing things, the tears, I got to bring tissues, because it's like, the stories are just amazing. Of course, Alita, I had goosies with Alita, of course, always, because she gets verklempt up there, and it just, so it was fabulous. It was wonderful. We just had the best time, and I'm ready to work. I'm home and ready to work.
Sarah's loving how you're rocking that hat. I guess you guys got that hat there.
Yes, we got this hat.
Super cute. I love it. I didn't think about, when you brought up, many of you only have earned the virtual leaders retreat, and what an effect that has, because it is just not the same. I mean, no matter how hard a company would try to make that great, it's just not the same. And I remember coming to my very first Plexus event, and I was so shocked, because they had Plexus stickers on the ground and like Plexus signs in the windows. I was just like, this is so much bigger than I even realized. And then I felt embarrassed, because I thought, they must really think like I know what I'm doing, or like I'm special or something. Because they're like, I feel like they're rolling out the red carpet, and I'm like, they're going to find out. They're going to find out that I don't know what the heck I'm doing. But that really, ultimately, it becomes this. You realize that they're trying to create a family. And when you create a family, what happens is, you have hard times in your family, you have amazing times in your family, but all in all, you work together and you have each other's back. And I see people in Plexus, and this is a great example, this power hour, where we're not all on the same team, but we all work together and encourage each other. I've never seen any mean girl activity where it's like jealousy, fighting to be on the top, bragging. Like, we hurt when each other hurt, and we cheer when each other cheer. And that, to me, is something I need and want in my life. And so when you are inviting someone into Plexus, I love that you said there's no cookie cutters at events, because Plexus appeals to everyone. Whereas I would say makeup doesn't appeal to everyone, fashion doesn't appeal to everyone, but what we do, this is why this is such a good decision, a business decision, is it literally appeals to everyone, all ages, both, all sexes, everything, everyone. So I love that you said that too, Christina. Perfect. I'm going to pass this over to Sarah Marble, and she's going to share, and she's got a couple friends that are going to share. And then we'll spend maybe the last little bit inviting people to convention. And I think that is so important. Share about why you've decided to go to convention. Look for pictures if you've been in the past. I love that whole picture yourself here. You know, like if you have a picture of a group that went to convention, just kind of like put an arrow down and like picture yourself here in this chair with me, that kind of thing. All right, Sarah, go for it.
Okie dokie. So I could share 2 minutes or 2 hours. I mean, this is one of those things. Being back in person after years of not seeing each other, like the minute I walked in, it just all came flooding back to me. Like, this is so important to be together. And this is either my 10th or 11th. I have to go back and think about when Destin was, but every year Plexus just knows how to do it. It's just so, so wonderful. So I could have probably highlighted from every speaker, but I wanted to kind of pull out a few things. And one of the things that Charles shared was, what is the one thing that you can take away? So if you're on this call, what's the one thing that maybe you heard or will hear that you can take away that could possibly change the entire trajectory of your business? Sometimes when you go to events and you've got like 27 speakers and you come home with a notebook full of notes, it's very tempting to either put that notebook away and just say, oh, that was a great weekend, and not do anything, or to try to apply too many things and get overwhelmed. But to just take 1 or 2 key things that you can start doing today. And so the first thing I want to say is, I'm glad Stacy brought up the training video from the Chick-fil-A presenter. And when she shares it, you guys watch it, I was bawling, because it brought back this flood of emotions for me, that every person in every seat is coming here with hurts, with pains, with struggles, with a story. And I was immediately brought back to the very first ever Plexus convention. I was sitting in the second row on the left-hand side. I can picture the little meeting room, because there was only 256 of us, like it was yesterday. And somebody across the aisle, it was Janet Franks, stood up and said, "This has changed my life, and here's why," and proceeded to tell her story. And I was like, this is it. I'm all in. I will be with this company forever. And today is the day that I am deciding I am going to do this. And I had kind of this whole deja vu moment when Victor Antonio came out into the audience and just grabbed somebody to pick on. And this lady stood up, and she happened to just be the guest of somebody. And she started crying, and she said, "I am here because this person shared with me, and it has absolutely changed my life." And she went on to share that she had thyroid disease, and that she didn't know what her life was going to be moving forward with this chronic illness, and that Plexus has changed everything. And so those moments when we can walk around and just say, everybody has a story, and then there was 3,000 of us there, you know, like I couldn't even hardly do a panoramic video picture, because there's just this huge room. So that was this overwhelming reminder. And Jennifer, if you could go back to either 2015 or 2016, I will never forget when you said from stage, it's not points, it's people, right? We're not looking at your 5 points, your 4 points. Oh, you're only 2 points, so I'm not going to talk to you as much as this person who's, it's all just people and stories. And I think going back to that reminder, that was like my overwhelming, everybody has a story, and it's wonderful. So when Stacy posted that link, you guys watch it, because it just, like, I was bawling. I do have 2 girls. I just want them to jump on really quick. I know yesterday it was like a terrible travel day, and they're probably just like, oh my gosh, but I do want Vanessa to jump on really quick, and then I have some other stuff that I want to share. Vanessa is a brand new Gold Ambassador. She earned Leaders Retreat last year, and it was a virtual. And we all got together in Dallas. There was like 15 of us from my team, and we watched it on a screen, like in my hotel room, tiny. So Vanessa, I know I said I maybe didn't need to call on you, but will you just jump on and just share like a 2-minute takeaway of your first ever Plexus Leaders Retreat in-person event as a Gold Ambassador.
Okay, so I'm already crying just listening to you. It absolutely was incredible. They always talk about the feeling events when you catch it. I can't even talk because it was such, I don't know, just feeling the love from everybody and hearing all the stories, and there's nothing like it. I mean, like she said, you go to the event, it touches your heart, and you just want to keep going. You want to love people the way you felt loved. And you know, Alec and Charles and even Genevieve talked with us personally because we were with Sarah, of course. And just the fact that they took the time to talk to us and spend the time and just love on us, and they don't know who we are. I mean, I'm fairly new. I mean, it's been a year and a half, but still, the fact that they took the time, and I don't know, but one of the things that Alec had said was people don't listen with the intent to understand, rather with the intent to reply. And how many times do we talk to people and reach out to them knowing what we're going to say next, knowing what we want how the conversation to go, but what is it that they need? I felt like everything this weekend was, what did I need versus I want to, like, they want us to recruit more. So it wasn't like, do this, do this, do this. It was, they made me feel, am I even making sense? I don't even know. But it made me feel like they understood where I'm at, which helps me go further. So I don't know. That's not at all what I was going to say, but that's what came out.
No, and that's Vanessa, that's absolutely perfect. And I'm proud of you. And that goes back to what David, the vice president of Chick-fil-A, was saying. Most people train their people to go out and grow the business and make money for us. And in Plexus, it's different. We're going to go out and grow people. And then it's just naturally going to become something that we grow a business because we're all loving and investing in people. So thank you. I'm so glad that you let me pick on you. I love you and I'm proud of you. Congratulations. Okay, really quick. And then I'm going to pull out my quote really quick. But I think Stacy Potter is on here. And she is one of my amazing Ruby ambassadors. And Stacy and I just had an opportunity. And I'll just say, Plexus events is one of those things where you've got teams all over the world, and you got this event and we all get to come together and share moments together. And Stacy and I got some special time together. So Stacy, if you're on here, I used to say just Stacy P, but we have a few of those. So now Stacy Potter, if you just have 2 minutes to jump on.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for having me share. I don't know what's popping up on my computer. Okay. First of all, I've been to 2 leaders retreats. The first one was San Diego, which was a completely different experience because none of the jewels could be there. And I loved that experience, but this experience was vastly different to have all the jewels there. And let me just tell you, walking around with Sarah Marble, it's like the paparazzi following her. And like everybody would stop and want to talk to Sarah. So we got to schmooze with a lot of really big names in the company, and it was amazing. I got to meet so many great leaders that we only see virtually. I mean, there are a million things we could take away from this. Like, I have so many nuggets, right? Beautiful moments, life-changing like nuggets that I'm like, oh, that hit hard. But I think my biggest takeaway is really the community. It's the in-between moments. I think with Leaders Retreat, what's so special is that you get this downtime to really be invested with your team. And Sarah and I had like all day Friday to spend together at Disney Springs, and that was special. And we had pool time with our team, and that was so incredible. And the last 2 years not having events in person, and Jennifer talked about that too, it's so different. Like, if you can get to an event, you have to go to an event. You need to earn Leaders Retreat next year. Like, you need to set that goal, and you need to be at convention. Like, make it happen, whatever you can do, because there's absolutely, I have no idea what's popping up on my computer. Sorry. Nothing like it. I was feeling pretty defeated and in a funk. I hit Ruby, and then it just felt like, I don't know. I just was in a funk. A lot of personal things, a lot of stress going on. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. And I even told my husband before, maybe I shouldn't go. I just was dealing with some other things. And he said, you need to go. And I am so filled up and so on fire for my business. And it was amazing. Just so much life was spoken into me and to our team members. And it's just, that was my big takeaway. It's the in-between moments, right? And it's being in community and being with our people, because that's what we're here for. I started Plexus because I needed to clean up my acne and get better. I started the business because I wanted to make a few extra dollars and pay for my products. I stay in the business because of the people. Like I will never leave this company. I will never stop my business because of the community. It's what drives me. That's my big takeaway.
Now we're all going to need Kleenex again, just like at Leaders Retreat. I'm telling you, they had Krista Deary open. I was crying in the first 1 minute and 30 seconds of Leaders Retreat. Like, you will cry with Plexus always, and it's good. We're all going to embrace that. It's fine. Thank you, Stacy, for sharing. I really appreciate that. Okay, I want to read you guys this quote. Perspective is the only thing in the world that can radically transform the results that you get without altering a single element of your environment. And I'm always using the word perspective, and I just had this whole new kind of revelation about it when our keynote speaker was talking, because he said, in fast food, you can just say, there was one franchise owner that said, the perspective for me is that I'm a leadership developing academy masquerading as a fast food franchise. He saw that every person coming take these young people and help to mentor them and build them up as leaders. And that's the difference, you guys. We joke that it's God's chicken, but that company is doing things differently. And when he said about perspective, it's how we view things. And that's how we are driven to do the things that we do. So my takeaway is, maybe for my business, I'm not where I used to be. I'm not this. I can't believe this has happened. I can't believe these people have chosen to leave. What I've been focusing on has been the perspective for how I'm filtering everything. And you guys, the results or lack thereof is showing up. So when I know that the perspective is the only thing in the world that can radically transform my results, my back office numbers don't have to change. My level 1 recruiting doesn't have to change. Nothing has to change in my environment, simply for me to take the proactive choice to filter it through a different perspective. We're always talking about, we can filter it through gratitude, and that will help you to develop, okay, this is where I am, and come from that foundation of, I'm grateful for where this is, but it's not where I'm staying, and shift ahead and look ahead. And just like for me, I will tell you guys, I'm guilty. I'm always looking ahead to what's the next new recruit, what's the next new this. Well, my perspective is I have to pause and realize that I don't even know who some of my level 1s are, and I need to be grateful and get a relationship and get to know those people, because I might already have people on my team who have trusted me, and I'm not giving them what they need to say, yes, I'm going to make my first post. Yes, I'd like to get to silver, all of those things. So realizing that that's a choice for us to say, let's filter our perspective and kind of shift things. And then the last thing I'll say, Jennifer, because like I said, I could talk for 2 hours, How ironic, or maybe they knew when they launched the Remarkable Enroll 6 and get this Remarkable Tool 2 tablet. Our keynote speaker, his whole thing was be remarkable, making a mark on people's lives as we serve them. And if we do things on a daily basis, our customers and team members will remark about that to others, and referrals and good word of mouth is the best thing. So I'm like, oh my gosh, if we're going to be remarkable, we're going to all go out and earn our Remarkable 2 tablets by recruiting 6. But he had this whole thing about you can be normal where you extract value from people, or you can be remarkable and create value. You can do a normal business function and try to create a sale, or you can create a fan and somebody who loves what we have. You can be a normal business owner and you can try to increase shareholder value, or if you're remarkable, you're going to increase the stakeholder value. And again, normal businesses see, I'm going to train my people so they can grow this business to bring in revenue. If we are remarkable, we will invest in our people, we will invest in leadership development, and we will invest in growing people that will then grow our businesses. So the big takeaway, let's all go be remarkable in our businesses and shift our perspective. And then we're going to do the things, and we're all going to go get 6 new people in the next 2 weeks. So again, I'll stop there because I could go, I mean, that's just like literally 4 sentences out of 20 pages of notes. So Jennifer, let me know if you want me to say anything else, or if you want to kind of go from there.
I want to hear that talk really badly now, because that, when you said to create fans, I was like, gosh, that's so good. And it kind of goes back to not having that quick sale mentality, but more about what did we write down here when she said that? We don't have to have the best sale, we need the best experience. That experience involves what you're talking about. And that whole be remarkable, I feel like that needs to be our convention theme. Let's just scrap the other one. So Sarah sent me a link, and I haven't watched this yet, but this is the video that Charles shared in his talk. And so I'm going to go ahead and show that, and then we'll just spend the rest of the power hour kind of getting our wits about us with inviting people on our team to convention. I would caution you not to make this sound like this very like a business-driven decision for yourself. I'm not asking you to increase your income, get people there, fill those seats. Like, what I'm asking you to do is, if it's true that you have a great experience, you grow and you learn, you connect and make friends, if that's true at events, then why wouldn't you want people that are in your life to experience that too? That's just the question I want you to ask yourself. So I'm going to share my screen. Hold on a second. And you know, I always have the craziest, messiest screen. Okay, so we're just going to watch this, and then we'll spend time inviting.
Great leaders don't set out to be a leader. They set out to make a difference. It's never about the role, always about the goal. Here's the 7 lessons we can learn from the geese. Number 1, sharing a common goal. As each goose flaps its wings, it creates uplift and aerodynamics orientation that reduces air friction for the birds that follow. By flying in a V formation, the whole flock achieves a 70% greater flying range than if each bird flew alone. Lesson: people who share a common direction and goal can get where they are going quicker and with less effort, because they benefit from the momentum of the group moving around them. Make sure your team is aligned towards a common goal. Number 2, increasing visibility. Flying in a V formation increases the visibility, as every goose can see what's happening in front of them. The lesson here is to make our organizations visible in both org chart directions. Having top-down visibility enables leaders to stay connected with the edges of the organization to make better informed decisions. Bottom-up visibility enables teams to see the bigger picture, engages them, and empowers them to better align themselves with the organizational objectives. If we have as much sense as a goose, we will stay in formation, joining those heading in the direction we want to go. The sense of community emerges with a willingness to work as a team. Not only is it more efficient, The flock together has better visibility of its surroundings and is more visible as a collective. Number 3, having humility to seek help. When a goose falls out of formation, it suddenly feels the friction of flying alone. It then quickly adjusts its mistake and moves back into the formation to take advantage of the lifting power of the bird immediately in front of it. Lesson: be humble to admit the challenges we face and to seek help as soon as we get stuck. This humility will enable you and your team to move faster and achieve more. If we have the sense of a goose, we will openly and confidently acknowledge when we need help and gratefully accept the support that is offered, and we'll fly harder to stay up with the flock so we can all go longer distances with ease. Number 4, empowering others to lead. When the lead goose in the front gets tired, it rotates back into the formation and allows another goose to take the leadership position. Lesson: empower others to also lead. Micromanaging and keeping tight control will burn you out. It will also disengage and demotivate others around you. People have unique skills, capabilities, and gifts to offer. Give them autonomy, trust, and a chance to shine, and you will be surprised with the outcomes. Number 5, always recognizing great work. The geese honk to recognize each other and encourage those up front to keep up their speed. Lesson: make sure we praise people and give them the recognition they deserve. Lack of recognition is one of the main reasons team members are unsatisfied at work and quit. It's very common for people's efforts to go unnoticed by their peers in a busy and fast-moving work environment. However, remembering to constantly provide recognition and encouragement is vital, and it keeps teams motivated to achieve their goals. Number 6, offering support in challenging times. When a goose gets sick or wounded, 2 geese drop out of the formation and follow it down to help and protect it. They stay with it until it dies or is able to fly again. Then, they launch out with another formation or catch up with the flock. Lesson: standing by each other in difficult times. It's easy to always be part of winning teams, but when things get difficult and people are facing challenges, that's when your teammates need you the most. If we have the sense of a goose, we will stand by each other when things get rough, and we will willingly take the support and guidance that's an offer. Number 7, staying committed to core values and purpose. The geese migration routes never vary. They use the same route year after year. Even when the flock members change, the young learn the route from their parents. In the spring, they will go back to the spot where they were born. Lesson: stay true to our core values and purpose. Strategies, tactics, and products may change in order for an organization to remain agile, but great companies always stick to their core purpose and values and preserve them with vigor. If we have the sense of a goose, we will recover and regroup and resume formation with the greater team headed in the direction that we want to go, and we will stick with the plan until we succeed. Thanks for watching this video. Share and subscribe for more amazing inspiration.
Okay, so there's like a lot there. And the thing that I love the most, and I bet you love too, I need to press stop share, is that everything's better together. And I just love that so much. And it goes back to that whole, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. And the importance of, have you ever had somebody want to go off on their own? Like, and that's not a bad thing. If somebody's like, I want to run my own event, I want to do my own training, that's great. But have you ever had someone just want to completely go AWOL and like MIA and just do their own thing, like create their brand new own system? That's frustrating, but really what it should be is heartbreaking, because you know they're not getting the lift of the rest of the team. And so I want you guys to use that visual. So I'm going to spend the next 10-ish minutes. I'm going to go and invite all of my people that I can in that time frame to convention and tell them about the discounted ticket, how it's so close to where we live, how much fun it is. We don't have any information about keynote speakers or anything, right? Okay. but we can say we've always had the most incredible speakers, and it's more about becoming a better you than becoming a better salesman. So that'll be something that's important to share with them too. And then let them know that they have the best parties, they roll out the red carpet. So let's get busy.
There was a video that was shared at one point, like a convention promo video. Is that on the Plexus website that we can get that and share it with some of our potentials that want to go?
I'm wondering if that was on the Plexus Brand Ambassador community page, because I saw them just post something. And the way that I always get those videos, I don't know how to do this a different way, is I screen record it. And then I can kind of, edit it and then just send that along, because I don't know how to like send it any other way.
Jennifer, I put a link to the video in the chat. The geese video.
Okay, so use the convention video. Make sure that you talk about some of the previous conventions, things that you learned, things that you took away from it. Get with one of your Jewel uplines and ask them. And I know it's a little bit early, but are you guys planning to do a get together and kind of get some information so that you are relaying this to your people in a way that makes them really want to come? And then you can tell them we've had, now like Mel Robbins, we've had really amazing people come. We either have concerts or really great dances. I still want them just to do a silent disco. Like, forget the concert. Let's do a silent disco. It's so much fun. But we'll be back together on Monday. It was super fun today. Thanks for everyone that shared their recap. Good idea, Sarah. Saved the day as usual. And I will see you guys soon.